Hey guys, we're going to look at another four-stone game. As you know, I did non-stop handicap for a long time there due to a particular perspective I was trying to get across. And I switched to even, but this game had some interesting points I wanted to talk about. And secretly, I really like handicap games. Okay, four stones, I'm white. Long knight's move. Let's talk about the long knight's move. Okay, to do that, let's look at the regular one. Here's a Jaceki. When it comes to the corner, we all see it as very equitable, if not equal. Globally, black has more forcing moves than white does. So we don't use this anymore for white, but still locally equal. Okay. Now, let's take R6 and move it out. 1, make it a long knight. It's no longer equitable. Black's getting 2 to 3 extra points. You see what I'm saying? So, considering the upper left, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to settle this way anymore because I already know black's getting more. I'm not going to do it this way. Since black is saying he wants a bigger corner, well, now when I live there, I'm taking more away and it's easier to live because there's more space. The only problem is he gets a great wall. We know the wall. We're just going to, let's come out one more time. Let's do it this way. Black's outside wall is pretty good, right? Yeah, white has Sente. But did white gain anything? No. If anything, white lost something. Because that, right? I mean, early game, four-stone handicap, black starts with a huge wall. Of course, that's good for black. So what do? The basic idea, let's look at this move. When black now gets that wall, it's already negated to some extent. So that's how I generally do it. I also usually do it on the fourth line. And let's look at why. Let's put this here. First, I want to be able to ignore. Let's imagine we get attacked. It's so easy to run when you're on the fourth line. So fourth line is just easier for defense. And I know a big wall is coming, so I prefer it on the fourth line for easier defense. Okay. Now there's still one other part. I'm going to waste a white move here. And let's look at this again. White now saves his corner. And black captures the cutting stone. Because if white comes out, black has 2 weak groups. So instead of 2 weak groups, black says, nope, no weak groups. As a matter of fact, a wall from all the way to the left to all the way on the top, including center. Pretty nice for black. Okay. Now, if it so happened I had a stone here, which in the game I do, because I put it there on purpose, and here's why. Now, instead of living, I'm going to escape. Well, black says, you fool, I'm going to capture your corner. Yeah, my corner only has one eye. But now the counterattack comes. Forcing. If black tries to kill the corner, he dies first. If black tries to kill the corner, he dies first. Now I can hane, and notice he can't cut me. This is rather specific. That's why I wanted it at A specifically. I know B is helpful for this, but I know A does it, and I didn't want to think about it. I wanted it just done. Okay, so turn. Black goes to live. If white tries to live, white's just going to die. So white threatens life, or rather, next move, I'm alive or you're dead. Right? Let's have black ignore. Right? That's not an eye. So black saves. White saves. White's now alive. Black's not. Black lives. So what's the difference? White's the one that got the wonderful outside wall. So it's not a trick move. It's just a Joseki. So black so if there's a stone here and white, once I get on the right button here, white comes up. Black's job is to play this way. Now, none of that works for white. White lives. Black does not capture the two stones. Tons of aji. They can actually escape if they want to, but it's not pleasant, just giving black more thickness. But the aji is fantastic, and I can go about my business settling elsewhere. So that is why I play this move. Now, that's a lot of talking to just show a Joseki and some variations, but a lot of people don't know this, and it's very helpful. Black pinches. I'm comfortable coming in here. Black shouldn't be haunting. Okay, if I don't respond, this is painful. So I go again. I'm very happy to, if he lets me come out, I'm real happy about that. He says no, and then I live. So I got great in the corner, great on top. Black's wall is, I don't want to say useless, but not much. Okay, we continue. He turns. Now, those of you who know my handicap go, I always start at A and settle, go to B and settle. Once that's done, hit the remaining 3-3, and then the game starts, which is why it's such an excellent exercise in a lot of ways. I have all my students doing it. Well, in this case, I didn't want to play B because black's left side is extra good. So this is the first time I spend any time reading. I'm only on move 16, but I'm like, C, D, E, where should I be? I was ready to play E, kind of the biggest way to play C. I finally decided there is no move. Black can take the entire left in one move, so there's no rush. And that's kind of a rule. Should I come in? Well, can he take it all in one move? No, there's no need to come in. Here, it's obvious it seems obvious, he's trying to, actually, I think it's a she, is trying to take care of the A group. Not necessary. The A group is extremely thick, extremely out, no problems, so it's a bit of a waste. I just come in. Shouldn't honey here. Now that's trouble, because I can Atari and out, and he can't stop me from getting out. She can't. So it's big. Connect. Black does not need to Atari here. at all. He's absolutely alive. She's alive. The 2 points are nothing. And I thought seriously about running my stone out. It's just those 3 black stones aren't very important right now. So I went to my, and then the pattern, go to the next 3-3. So I went there. Okay, we all know the Joseki. And then I didn't see a lot black can do in the corner. It's kind of hard to make that cash unless you're going to play really slow moves. And my right side can become big. So I decided to do this. When you see this black move, you should get a little tingle. Something about that isn't right. Let me take off M17. See the 2 black stones? How they're kind of pitiful and cramped in the corner? That's the picture I see. And just do it. Very hard for black to come up with an answer. Black comes out. There's a couple ideas. I decided to just any life. I have enough. I've gained enough already that I don't need to detail out 1 or 2 points bigger somewhere. Get out. Surround. I love getting thick on the outside. Look at the 2 black stones on top. They're in trouble. Hane, putting black in danger. This black move means he no longer has a cutting stone. Imagine black not playing that. I can't capture these guys. That's a meaningful cutting stone. She should not be pressing here. Now I have a moment so I can come down. And then I want to use up liberty if I can, and I can. And I didn't count it out. That's black's responsibility. If I can do something on the right, that's icing on the cake. That's the proverb. But for black, it's this thorn in the flesh. Ooh, 2 proverbs in one idea. Wow. And sure enough, she takes care of it. Next, surrounding black's top area. I looked at a few surrounding moves. I thought this one was going to be okay. Outside for thickness. Surround, chase with a knight's move. Surround, that one I did some reading on. This Atari, so that if black ever captures, it's not an eye. You probably can't hear it, but we have some drones overhead delivering packages. We get 1 or 2 a day in our neighborhood. These unmanned drones just come over and then they let down a line with the package on the end of it. They lower it, release, pull it back up. We're living in the future, let me tell you. So, Atari, black, I read it out. He can't save the cutting stone. Capture. No problem. The 2 black stones on the right, the cutting stones, they don't have enough liberties. Just use up the liberty. And then the Tsuji. You should all know it. Now, notice my A stones. He can't cut me, but I'm not alive, that whole group. I mean, this is not particularly pleasant unless you know the Tsuji. Throw in. Save Atari, and Atari just dies. At which point she resigns. Not only is the top group dead, but white center's really quite large. Okay, I thought there's some good things there. Hope it was useful. Catch you later.